July 27, 10:30 p.m. Welcome back, future Matt. Another solid day. I'm on schedule. Like I said, I am locked in. I'm in the zone. I'm in a new era. Undefeatable. Now, I spent pretty much the whole day experimenting with and continuing to think about how I want to do my next series of videos. And I am happy to say I made no progress at all. Now, I came up with two different possible ways of doing it, and I edited out a rough version of it. And I don't know, man. I think I'm having to admit that it just doesn't really work. I asked a friend of mine. He felt it was too ambiguous, too confusing, possibly. I don't know. I'm going to show you guys here my roughs. For the few people who watch these, feel free to let me know in the comments what you think. But honestly, trusting even my own instinct says it's too weird. It was a cool concept, but I don't know if it gets it across. And I think I'm trying to do too many things at once. I was thinking today that, like, when you brand yourself, especially when it comes to artistic stuff, you don't brand yourself. You do the thing and people will recognize you as such. Like, if you want to be a musician, you don't go out and say, hey, I'm a punk rock artist. You just make punk rock, and then people know you're a punk rock artist, I think. So I think when it comes to my own thing, I'm thinking too much about explaining myself, about being explicit about it, instead of allowing my work to speak for itself. And I think there's still elements of my style that I can put into my videos, but I think with what I was trying to do here, it's just, the disconnect is too big, too weird, and I suspect that this will just be more confusing rather than intriguing people. That was my intention. I was hoping that by making this really weird, it's gonna pull people in and make them curious, even though they don't necessarily get what this is about at first. So without further ado, allow me to show you the two rough versions that I made. I bring the headphones up here. This one's a little more flat. It doesn't have any really audio to it except the words, but I think it's actually pretty sick, honestly. But I don't know. I think it's sick just to me. I feel like if you don't get what I'm doing, it's too weird and disconnected. But let's see the other one. The other one is even weirder. This one, it's pretty obvious why this one's not so great. Why are you afraid to be alone with your own thoughts? Until you turn the phone, the TV, the computer off. You won't be able to hear yourself. Hear yourself begging for help. So, also very sick, I think, but totally random. When I first put that together, it was especially jarring without the filters and the effects. I was like, I started laughing because I was like, it's so random. Just these beautiful space shots, and then all of a sudden some samurai game. What? I felt like I got it to blend decently, at least with the effects and the transitions and stuff that I put in there. But yeah, I think it's too weird. So yeah, I don't know, man. That's too weird. And the other one's more appropriate, at least, but even that one has a lot of problems, because even if I like it, even if I make it fancier like I did this one, it's also really hard to pull off. My whole goal with this is I want to be able to post stuff daily, or at least very regularly, and that's going to be hard to do. I have to think of a different creative shot to do for every line for each one of these poems that I put in each video. And Yeah, and I don't have a lot to work with. I have my apartment here, I have my iPhone camera. There's not much else. I was looking into all sorts of other tech I could invest into to be able to make cooler videos, but it doesn't seem like it's worth it. And I'm not even sure how much I'd be able to do with that. So, I think I have to rethink this whole thing. I was thinking that I need to figure out my focus here. I mean, not figure out my focus, but because I know what my focus is, but you get what I'm saying. I need to. I just need to think more about this, man. I don't know if I should continue with just posting my personal thoughts, like in the vein of what I was thinking before, where you don't explicitly brand yourself, you just do the thing, and that creates your brand on its own naturally. So maybe it would make more sense to just, like, I could take these poem ideas and just turn them into normal TikTok style videos where I talk about what the theme of that is and what the point I'm trying to get across is. And maybe don't even worry about presenting the game, or alternatively, I can do a deep dive video about my game, why I'm writing the story the way that I am, where the idea for it came from. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I just really want to come up with something to stand out, something that just makes me different, because I am different. I don't mean to be arrogant, but I am. I have something unique in my presentation, in my style, in my thinking about why I'm doing all this and how I approach my games and all that kind of stuff. And I don't think I've been expressing that well in my regular YouTube videos, like in the devlogs that I did, because that was mostly goofy comedy stuff. So that's something I'm going to start focusing on in my future videos. Oh, actually, I did it a little bit, because I did do some videos where I did the philosophical conversation types of things, and some of them were, I think, a little weak because they were very off the cuff, but there was a few where I had thought it through better before doing it, and I was pretty happy with those, and I think I can take that to another level. So that part works well. But the shorts are just so tricky, man. I mean, the best ones that I had perform well were straightforward, usual game-related devlog types of things. Am I being too greedy? Should I just stick to that and stop trying to be so different? Feeling the need to be different. See, that's a thing with me. That's a part of my personality, though, is I hate being like other things. I hate being too similar to other people. I like standing out. I am, as some may say, an attention whore. So I want to, it's not just that too, artistically, creatively, I feel like there's something interesting and fun to do there. I feel like I was doing that with my comedy skits initially in my first videos, but I just wasn't good at branding it. Like, I had the problem that I actually have with these videos, where someone would have watched those videos and been like, well, what the hell is this? Like, it was about a video game? What? Because in my first videos, I always front loaded the comedy skits and the game part was at the very end. So I learned to at least reverse those. And then I stopped doing those, or at least putting so much effort into them, because I found that I got as much, if not more, attention on those videos when it was purely about the game and I didn't do any of the comedy stuff at all. So as much as I really enjoyed doing it, and I felt like that was something different, and it does seem like at least some people who watch my channel really enjoyed that stuff, on a larger scale, it was not very helpful at all. So it really just demotivated me and decentivized me from doing that. But anyway, I'm okay with not doing the comedy stuff now, but I do want to do that more philosophical stuff and lean into that hard. Lean into that hard because that really does complement all my future long-term plans for my games. But yeah, I think I won't have any problem coming up with that for the long-term videos. But it's those shorts that are getting me. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think my instinct tells me that I need to just talk. Just very straightforwardly. Stop trying to be too clever and creative with it and just talk, because there's not really anything clever and creative I can do without investing way more time and budget into it. And that's not really going to have any good returns, I don't think. It's like a whole separate artistic project, and I think I'm trying to do too much there. Anyway, enough about that. I've probably been talking about this for 10 minutes already? Okay. August 1st is the time limit I'm giving myself for deciding exactly what I want to do with this. If I don't have something by then fuck it. I'll just keep chugging along the way that I've been so far. I'll just put out whatever occurs to me and see how it goes. But I think tomorrow, I'm going to give myself at least one more day to think this through and decide on it. I think I'll go with something more straightforward and see if I can come up with different ways of talking about my game design philosophy. I think that'll work. Some ideas are occurring to me already, so I think I can figure this out. Okay. Enough about that. A couple other things I wanted to talk about. This morning, every once in a while, early in the morning, I have extremely vivid dreams. And this morning, I had dreams that I was back in high school. And it was, you know, when a dream is so realistic, you wake up and you think that it was real life. Like, I woke up this morning and I looked at my clock because I thought, oh shit, I'm going to be late for school. and I dreamt that, as embarrassing as, well, actually, no, I'm not even going to say this. But the point is, I dreamt about a lot of high school related experience stuff. And it was interesting thinking about, it put me in a certain mood for the rest of the day. And I started listening to music. I was listening to a Streetlight Manifesto. It's probably still my all-time favorite band, but I loved them back in high school. Saw them live, actually, when I first moved to Montreal here. I randomly discovered that they were performing, so I went and saw them. It was really awesome. And I was thinking back to my high school experiences, and that they were actually really awesome. Like I was feeling really nostalgic for the good old days this morning, and listening to that music and having had that dream, and just it felt very much like the old man experience of like, youth is wasted on the young. Because I was just thinking, like, man, it was such a good time. Not really. When I think back to that time, realistically, there's actually a lot about it that was probably really terrible. But it's colored by so many positive memories, like so much, just the freedom of it, I don't know, the socialization of it, I was disappointed this morning when I was, oh shit, I'm going to be late for school. And then realizing that, no, actually I'm 33 and I can kind of get up and do whatever I want, and I got to work on my game, I guess. Like, I felt a distinct sense of disappointment wash over me as I realized that. And it's not that I think my life was better in high school. Definitely not. And certainly not in terms of future potential. Like, I have way more hope and excitement about the future right now than I have ever had before. And in many ways, my life is way more awesome. But there's something about that totally carefree, nothing really to worry about. You just go to school and interact with people, and you go to parties, and you whatever. You hang out with your friends. We used to just like hang out on a hill weekend nights and just smoke weed and listen to Radiohead and shit. Like, it was a great time. It was fucking awesome, dude. And I'm definitely seeing it through rose-colored glasses, but still, just hanging out with your friends. You just go to the movies. You party. You hang out. I don't know, man. It's a good time. I don't know if maybe this is the result of me talking about what I was talking about last night with the lack of socialization and not hanging out with people. So maybe that was my brain digging into those memories to lift my spirits. But yeah, I gotta do some shit soon, man. I gotta go to a bar, maybe hit up that jazz bar, talk to someone, dude. I gotta get out of my apartment in a socializing sort of way. There was something else that occurred to me. Oh yes, the other thing was I was thinking that I'm going to do my best from here on out to no longer. I think I mentioned this in a previous video a long time ago, that I'm going to try to make a habit of not overworking myself at all. Like no crunch time, no nothing. If I need to take longer to finish the game, so be it. I want to be able to just stick to this routine I've got going now, live a reasonable, decent, comfortable life, not kill myself over it, because I see this just going really poorly. I'm not sure that I'm doing anything good by overworking myself or whatever, fucking up my schedule just for the sake of making the game. I think I'd do at least as good of a job if I just sleep well and stick to regular hours. And if it gets to a point where, because the game is taking longer to make, I might run out of money, I can always get a part-time job to help sustain myself in that way, or whatever, hell, even take a loan if I have to. But one way or another, I want to be chill. I have too much anxiety over things, too much stress, and I've noticed that a lot as I think about it over the past few years. So for once, I want to try to live normally, like this, consistently. If I gotta stop at 10 o'clock in the middle of whatever I'm doing, that's what I'm gonna do. And just live peacefully and be chill, you know? I used to be able to be very chill by coping by smoking a lot of weed, but I haven't done that. I haven't done that in a year and 8 months. Props to me for that. So my only resort to being chill and peaceful and happy now is I need to maintain this current lifestyle. And I'm killing it right now, so gotta keep it going. So that's my new goal. New priority on the list. Everything else is going great though, man. It's really fantastic. Sleep schedule as well. Sleep schedule is going well. I'm eating well. Hitting the gym. Feeling much better. Don't find myself super distracted by social media. In fact, I rarely look at it now, so everything's looking good. And I find when I'm more stable like this, I also don't get pissed off as easily by people talking shit to me. So that's another positive thing as well. But yeah, I gotta get out of my apartment, dude. It's not good. When my brain starts pining for being a teenager again, that's when you know it's bad. I need to go out and talk to people. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, I hate to say this because I made a whole video about my whole experiences with it, but I'm like fucking tempted to it. Go on dating apps just to fucking get out of my apartment, like an easy way to, meet someone to go out with. But no, I shall resist. I will do it the natural, organic way, if I shall do it at all. go to my favorite jazz bar one night, enjoy myself. You know what another thing to try out would be? I wonder if there's this thing called Toastmasters. I remember my French tutor suggested it to me a long while back that helps people learn how to communicate effectively. Maybe I can join one of those. Give me a reason to meet people and talk to people, and I can get better at speaking. Just something, oh, damn, there's a lot of Toastmasters here. All right. Speak with Style, Toastmasters Club, Montreal. Half a mile from me. 6 to 7:30 on Thursdays, all right. All right, that's pretty sick. Think I found my socialization spot. And it's free, apparently. Or maybe it's free the first time. I don't know, whatever. All right, coming up on 11 o'clock. Gonna hit the hay. And I got nothing else to say.